Welcome back to the TV Watercooler podcast. Today I'm joined by Lucas Adams, who daytime fans know as Tripp Johnson from Days of Our Lives. He has now joined the cast of The Young and the Restless as the new Noah Newman. Have a listen.
Uh, First of all, congratulations. I hear you're going to be a dad.
Oh,
That's,
yes. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that.
yeah, that's
Yep.
exciting
Yep. Very
news.
excited. Very excited.
Yeah, have any of your co-stars on Weinar offered any fatherly advice yet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, mainly just like don't be afraid to ask questions. Like that's been the
Yeah,
big one. Please, like pick our brains anytime. So that's been very nice. Just like everybody's very welcoming and open with that.
yeah, and that's great. I mean, that they've offered that. You've only probably been taping for about a couple of months, maybe a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 months.
two
Yeah.
months. Yeah.
Top.
Okay, let's discuss the big elephant in the room. That I guess blew a lot of soap fans' minds is that
Yes.
your character is having an affair with Sienna, Tamara
Yes.
Braun, who played your mother. It's happened on soaps before. I think
Mhm.
on Wally Kurth and Jane Elliott went from playing lovers to mother and son, but you guys are doing the exact opposite.
I
What?
mean, Mary Beth, whenever, the original Roman, was or I guess Roman, who is Roman now, he was
Yeah,
her love interest, what, back in the 80s, I think, to
right,
start
right,
off.
right. Chris
And
Cook.
then,
Yeah,
and then switched over after that. So it's like, yeah, it happens more than people think it does.
I know, but it's just the mother and son aspect of it,
Yeah,
and
that's a bit of a difference. Yeah.
yeah, and I think like it's for the newer soap fans, they're not used to this.
No.
Yeah. So what went through your mind when you found out that this is your former mother is going to play your love interest?
It was definitely kind of a funny realization, because Tamara was able to call me, like when after I booked the role, and she was like, "Yeah, they told me I was able to tell you this, by the way." So she's like, kind of gave the whole thing where like I got to stop calling you my son, and I was like, "What for?" And then she kind of elaborated a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, wow, okay." And so we kind of had a good laugh about it for a second, just because we've been so close for so long, and so and Bush in such a different aspect. So it's
Yeah.
like so now doing that, it was definitely funny for the first few minutes, and it was like, all right, well, got to wrap my head around this now. It's like, so yeah, I definitely had to go in there with like different outlook right away.
And now, how did you kind of find, okay, how are you guys going to navigate this? I guess, did it help having the news come from her?
Oh, absolutely. It definitely had the news come from her, and also, and I've talked about this about her before because she is just an absolute pro, and
Yeah.
so we just kind of sat down and just talked about it, and just like talked, discussing their relationship together, and like how that maybe they have met or how they've known each other, how well they really know each other, how deep they could be into this or how not deep. So it's like we really just had a long conversation about just the relationship and the feelings involved in the relationship. Yeah, it was
Right.
really nice. She you can just, I mean, pick her brain about everything, and she will have an answer to everything. So it's, yeah, it's awesome.
Did it feel better, joining a new show, but still having Tamara as someone to help guide you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Tamara's such a vet in the soap world as well, so it's like people know who she is when she's coming here too, and so it's like it's it's really nice to have that kind of just like somebody I can kind of lean on a little bit
Yeah.
of an
Yeah.
anchor, for me. And then even and Billy being here too was also nice, just
Right.
because having just people that I knew at least already helped me kind of just jump in with 2 feet, and
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, it really helped me like submerge myself into the cast and the atmosphere, which is cool.
That's great. How much did you know about the character? Were you familiar? I mean, I know the soap community can be really small. Were you
Mhm.
familiar with Rory Gibson and Robert Adamson?
I was
Okay.
familiar with Rory more than anyone, just because we're similar in age and kind of in the same circles. I've never like actually met him personally,
Okay.
but I've seen him, in like passing or at events and things like that. And so I knew of him a lot, and I knew of the character, obviously, because the character itself is such a big character that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But everything else, not. It was like it was just kind of getting to roll in here, and just I was watching whatever I could to kind of soak up his character in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it was just like I knew the character, I knew how heavy this character was going to be whenever he came in, so I was really excited to kind of jump at that.
the son of a super couple, the grandson of a
Yes.
super couple.
Yes.
What was the actual audition process like? Did you screen test with
I did.
anyone?
I did. Well, it's kind of a screen test. It's like it's more of the test is like in kind of like a mini auditorium in a way, almost like a theater room, basically. And so yeah, it's like it was me and I read with Sharon and Joshua, and so like for both of them, separate scenes. And uh yeah, it's just like 15, 20 people in the room kind of just staring at you. Like, and you're not on a stage, you're just in there. So it's almost like a black box theater kind of
Yeah.
feel. And so
Yeah.
you're just like doing the scene, kind of open up toward them a little bit more, because it's not as profile-y kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it was fun, but the screen test was definitely a little nerve-wracking just because you have everybody in there, like network, the heads, everybody. So it's like you just want to
A
do a
lot
good
of pressure.
job. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
pressure, and it's the soap world, so you got to make sure you nail that first take. A lot of times because like you might not get a second one, and so
Right.
it's definitely like it was helpful that I already kind of knew what I was getting into, but I was just still that nervousness was always just like underlying.
In your first few well, I guess most of your episodes so far are just in a hospital bed. So
Yes.
what was it like emoting, first of all, romantically, like, you
Yeah.
guys are getting hot and heavy, and then having, Nick walk in and I think Noah really put his foot down and like listen, man, like this, like you don't need to know any of this.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Noah actually stood up to Nick.
Yeah, I think that's where I think Noah's getting to that point where he's becoming more mature in the fact that where he's like, no, I'm a Newman, like I'm here. Y'all do this stuff all the time. I'm now a part of this family to be able to do this. I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
I can handle my own now. And I think that's what he's trying to stand on that business.
Standing on business with Nick is one thing, but Victor, a
Yeah.
whole other story, right?
Yes.
Have you had a chance to act opposite Eric Braeden yet?
I have, and he's awesome. I love
Yeah.
acting. Yeah, yeah. I haven't. I will say I don't know if Noah's necessarily stood up to Victor just yet. Yeah, as well
Yeah.
as he has with Nick. But yeah, no, Eric's great, and he that's also just like a class act of of somebody coming in and you're just like, okay, let me just watch you for a while, like really get like because he is the show. I mean, so much in that way. And like he is like he carries himself so well and like he really treats the crew so well. And it's just I don't know, it's someone that you can really just admire to watch the whole time. And you just kind of get lost in that just by watching him do his thing.
Yeah. Now, you're thrown into a huge storyline, the return of Matt Clark, which I'm
Yes.
sure they filled you in on, you know, who this character was and the actors that played him before, and
Yes.
now Roger Howarth. What can you tease about, any showdown between Noah and Matt Clark?
It's gonna be fun. I think everybody's gonna have a good time with this because yeah, like he definitely let's just say Noah definitely picks his love interest. You know what I mean? He definitely chooses the right ones there. Because if you're gonna have an affair with somebody, definitely the wife of Matt Clark is the an interesting choice. And so
So good.
yeah.
Yeah. How much does Noah know about Matt Clark and what he did to his parents? Are
He
we going to be
knows,
able to
I
find
mean,
out?
he finds out a little bit along the line, like with the audience, kind of like on the current storyline. But he
Yeah.
definitely knows. I mean, he knows of this guy. He might not know at like the extent, at least at
Okay.
the start of it. You know what I mean? But everybody, I think, in the Newman family has heard of this
Yeah.
person, at least in some capacity. Yeah.
You think it'd be easy for Noah to just, you know what, Sienna, goodbye. I'm backing off. Like this is too much, or will he be, protective of her?
Well, he's a Newman. I think he'll be protective because, we're very protective of our family and the people that we care about. And so I think that he's definitely going to almost double down in a way instead of backing off. Yeah, I would, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And I'm not sure how much you knew about Noah's, immediate backstory, but he kind of ran off into the sunset with a character named Allie,
yes.
who, is still calling Sharon to check up on Noah. Will there be some closure for that, right?
Um,
Like,
I'm not sure yet. I'm not
yeah.
sure yet. I
Okay.
think it's possible. I think there's a trying not to tease too much here. I think that Noah is still very conflicted on that as well. Just because he's a good person, and I think he still feels obviously bad about the affair. And I think that's so he's being very secretive, I think, towards that. Not necessarily the affair itself, but I mean how things ended maybe with Allie, or if things necessarily didn't end right away, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So I think he's keeping that close to the vest right now.
All right.
Yeah.
And how much can you reveal about how long are we going to be in LA? When does Noah eventually get back to Genoa City?
Ooh, I don't know if I can tease that yet. I think you're gonna have a good time though in LA. I think we're gonna have a good time in LA. Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, but be ready for it. Yeah, Genoa City is gonna be a good time too.
Good time.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today. This was,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Thank you so
Look
much for
forward.
having me. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Looking forward to seeing it all shape out. And yeah, definitely a great twist already.
No, yeah, yeah. And yeah, soon I'll be out of the hospital bed and I'll be in regular clothes.
Yeah,
Like,
you're,
yeah.
you looking forward to that? Like
Yeah,
bangs,
oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, that was the first day I got to wear a normal like a wardrobe. I was like, look at there. I get to dress up a little bit today. I was
Yeah, you
like,
get
I'm
to
not just in a
tan.
hospital
Yeah,
gown. Yeah, and
yeah.
some sweatpants basically.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much, and best of luck with everything. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it.